I'm on my knees one more time.
So I just came off a call where someone was asking for help, and I think anyone that knows me, if I can help, I will help. So never feel that you can't reach out. But also on that call, what happened was I could help, and I very quickly adjusted something, and then they said, but how are you doing that? And how are you doing all of this so quickly? And I just shared with them my secret sauce, and it's not the first time, but it made me take a little bit of a moment to say, actually, why don't I just do a quick video in terms of maybe the top 5 tools that I'm using, which for me means that you can do the work of maybe 4 or 5 people. So I am going to share a video with you which really looks at 5 tools. I'm going to navigate them with you in terms of a little bit about what they do, but I won't take a deep dive in how to use them at this stage because this is very much on the fly. One is Tidycal. It's only $24 into managing your calendar, but it's not just your work life, it's also your personal life. 2 is Agile Assets, which is what also I was sharing with them, which is something insanely cheap at the moment, which is like $44 for life, by the way, for life when I say $44, where I manage all of my social media across all of my platforms, where I can manage into 2026 if I wanted to. And I own the assets and I can change them as and when I want, because you never know when you no longer want to use Twitter anymore. And then the third is SuiteDash. And this is just literally the super power behind all the crunchy crap that you don't necessarily want to do, so the documentation and things like that. But it's also some amazing stuff around campaigns, project management, things like this. Task Magic. So any kind of automation on browser, and I've actually done a case study about that before, so maybe I just put a link in the comments versus make a really long video. And the final one is HipClip, because obviously, just like now, I'm doing a lot of movies. And typically my movies are more planned, so hey ho. Maybe I call this creating equity on the fly. Yes, I will do that. And I hope you like it. I hope these tools make sense for you. I'm going to put an affiliate link on AppSumo that I have if you are interested in having them. Just share a little bit with you, and like and subscribe to the channel if you are all about creating equity for yourself or for others.
So my first tool for you is Agile Assets, and it is frankly amazing. So you can see all of my posts across all of the months, which means pretty much I can pre-prepare a lot. I have a kind of 70-30 because obviously I like to be posting on the fly as well with any themes or news that comes up, which I have Google Alerts for, and my ear to the ground. But here you can see I have the content there. I can edit it, I can add labels, it helps me with the hashtags, and look, I can launch it into any one of my profiles. So I'm not having to be, if you think about all those profiles, multiple people, which would be a whole team. Then you can see I can go forward, and I could even, if I want, go forward all the way into 26, 27. I used to use other apps and I could only go forward 6 months, but as a working mum, that's just not enough. I need to take some time, just take half a day, and I could do 6 months and it's done. The other great feature I love about it is that it integrates with Canva. So I can go to create, and here I can just make sure that I can create on the fly and create something, which also does happen. But I can go to all of my projects. I've been on Canva for over a decade. But you can see that I can search for something and okay, Insta and LinkedIn posts. And I could just take from here. So I could just take it in for my Canva, or as I said, I could create it. I can add it as an asset. And the word asset is really important here. You will always own your assets. And it doesn't matter if engagement goes down on one platform, you can take it across to another. And that's the whole reality which the founder found. HipClip is, well, for me, it's also amazeballs because I just need ease of content. And for all of the podcasts, the LinkedIn Lives, the channels, the Humanity Magazine, different research that I'm doing, these can create multiple content, and content is great for engagement. So I can take a video. And look here, it gives me, look at the top, summary, text post, visual post, and video clips. So right now I'm going through a summary. It's summarized the content, and I can use that for different purposes. All of these text posts help me, whether it's Twitter, whether it's YouTube, whether it's a Q&A, whether it's a blog. It's created a blog for me. It's created different snippets. Now, I don't need to use everything exactly as it's generated, but it's a foundation and a basis which has helped me produce the first draft. Visual post, that will just create visuals depending on where I want to post. The main thing that I use, and I'm using more, is viral clips and video clips. So video clips initially as well for accessibility. It will have all of my transcript. I can make it quote across and appear on the screen. And I can also take out ums. I say a lot if I want to, or be more natural and just leave them in. And then here you can see there are so many video clips. What can I say about SuiteDash? This is a Goliath of a program which is going to help you across everything that you do if you want to grow a portfolio career, managing the great stuff, managing the stuff that just saps your time. So let's take you through a little bit one by one. You have calendar. Of course, I use Tidycal as I mentioned, but you can have appointments in here and appointments for other members if you end up taking on other members that you can manage and make. You have your CRM. That's not just companies and contacts, because everything is by relationship in terms of getting work. But you can also add them to circles. For example, the digital transformation circle. If you wanted to make sure that they stayed up to date on digital transformation, they signed up for that. You have Office. So here you would be looking at all of your documents and stuff that you need to make sure that's done. For example, NDAs, contracts, things like that, which of course you can also automate. You have projects. Here you can manage projects and tasks just like you would on some of the famous boards like Trello or Monday. This is all in there and actually all included in a lifetime cost. You have marketing. So from a marketing perspective, these are campaigns which could be drip feed on certain events like someone signing up, or could be timed, as well as managing your email list, all in a one-off cost. You have basically content with portal pages or landing pages, so you don't need to have multiple URLs. You have files where you can store your stuff. And you can also do file transfer. So this also avoids another cost that you may have if you're transferring files, big files. You have forms. So forms can be multiple types. They can be people that you want to have on a newsletter. They can be for surveys. They can be for feedback, post something that you've done, but really multiple things. Of course, it's got support. You can have communities because you may want to have that with the direction that things are going on other social platforms. You have your own communities. You can have messaging. So people can message you within there if you invite them to the portal. You can automate the heck out of a lot of things, which saves you so much time and workflow. So really setting up those bases. You can have an LMS, so your own learning for vendors or for customers, either a product or a course, so building out your full learning path. You can have, obviously you can set up your own settings and my pages. My gosh, that was really a lot, but I kind of wanted to give you an overview. As I said, I'm not going to go deep at this point, but you get the view. This is worth every single penny and allows you to carry on and work in a portfolio career, going for different contracts, working for different people. Tidycal. You have different booking types, so you can set up whichever ones are relevant to you, which is really easy. An exec might only want a 20-minute meeting. Someone might want a problem. Maybe you do keynotes, and you can even charge via this. You can set up a team. I haven't. You can do polls on dates. Sometimes, obviously, the LinkedIn Live related, you can see to make sure you know what to meet. These brunches and dinners were from last year, but for this year, I've already set up. So I make as many memories with my friends and family as possible. You can have your availability, so it's not going against when perhaps you're working. That's the priority in the contract. And then you have your bookings that you can access, past, future, and present. That is a very short wrap of all the tools. Hope you found it helpful.
I need you to take my pain and make it something